So, rounding out the main cast, or at least the four bots that get the most screen time, is Studio Series Elita-One. So, Elita-One, I think I talked enough about her in the Blockies video, which should have gone up before this, and maybe watch that, but she is the female lead, basically. She does command a lot of the screen time when she's on. Like, she is enjoyable to watch. And a good kind of counter to Optimus. Optimus being a bit free-spirited and, yeah, like, before the end of the movie. Before he becomes Optimus, when he's just Orion. Elita's kind of like, yeah, she's kind of the opposite. She's a bit harsh. She's a bit serious. But also, she's a good lead. She's not like a damsel or anything like. Anyway, this toy is hot pink and kind of a hot mess. So, like, we obviously have the unfortunate backpack. It's not that big a deal. But, like, the arm panels are a bit egregious. And there's one thing wrong with this particular figure we'll have to talk about in a second. But speaking of that blocky, here it is. And sure, it's shorter. I do like this metallic pink a bit more. And obviously the silver's preferred to the gray. She has some of the silver highlights, but not all of them. You see how much is sort of forced onto the design to get her to transform. And because of one issue in particular, maybe two issues, I kind of prefer the Blockies Classic class for robot mode. But I was talking about Optimus. Here's a size comparison. It doesn't hurt that she's basically Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson. And, you know, Thor, all that. Bumblebee. Megatron. Bad guy. So, we'll talk articulation. The head is on a ball joint, which has quite a bit of range because the joint it cups into is also on a joint. So it's like a hinge there and then a ball joint. So you do get quite a bit of motion when you have to hold the chest panel down. Because even though the chest panel tabs in, like, it feels like it tabs in, it is not a secure connection. Arms are on ball joints. They can only go out that far. They go rotate all the way around. The elbow is on a ball joint, so it acts like a bicep swivel. No wrist swivel due to a bunch of bull crap. She has more of a waist joint. She has a complete 360 of a waist joint. So that's one point, I guess. Hips are on loose as hell ball joints. Like, I'm sure I can tighten them up. Toilet paper, paper towel, whichever. Paper towel is probably better, but they're not the floppiest thing. They're just, they're like almost a wet noodle. They give out like that, but They hold some positions. You get a thigh swivel. It's in there, but the ball joint is much more useful for a thigh swivel than the actual thigh swivel. Do you get a double jointed knee? But like, oh no, you can get a full bend out of it. And there is an ankle ball joint, which leads me to my main problem, and it's with this leg in particular. So you see that, well, it's doing it right there. So it's pinned in, or at least it's supposed to be. But I'm pretty sure the pin is just either not fully set in, or it just didn't get fired properly or something, because like I can rotate at the ankle one way, and the other way you just break her ankle. I hope that's like a my only, because that's a really freaking annoying issue to have, given she's trying to stand up on a badly damaged ankle. You do also have a heel spur. I just noticed that like earlier today while I was getting ready to film this, and I went, what is that? Sucks. Like, it's what also sucks is kind of is this piece. It's a jetpack, I guess, and it tabs in to make her backpack even bigger if it wants to tab in. It can just freely not want to tab in. Like it does not lock in, and like it forces itself out. Boom. Nope. Is it it? It's not worth it. But she also gets the gun, the standard rifle that is the same as the one that comes with Bumblebee, except now they actually painted it kind of dull gray, or they molded it in dull gray. Where's the one? At least this one has nice silver. Pretty sure it's the same mold as Bumblebee's. Well, they filled in some of the mold and actually removed the port right here and the peg and just put in a slot tab there. But they added a hinge to the peg. So is that worth anything? Not really. Like, it can go from there to there. So, cool, I guess. This robot mode. I like Elita-One. I no longer have the Power of the Prime's Elita-One because I sold it. But she's good, it's just she's also kind of not good in frustrating ways. Maybe not in the frustrating category, but in the kind of forgetful category is her transformation. Like, I had to look at the instructions a second time because I couldn't remember how it worked. Okay. You can start by folding her backpack out completely, and we'll just leave it there. Also, flip out that piece and leave them there. Now we're going to bring her chest panel down, rotate her head, and fold it in. In her collarbone are a pair of wheels that are cut in half. You want to split them back out and make sure that piece tabs back in. And, oh, well, come on. You want to rotate what are her shoulder pieces. Rotate them like that. Rotate. And okay, so excuse me for a second. I'm like, fold these pieces out, her shins, and hopefully her foot stays in place, and the heel will be folded back in, fold out, fold the kneecap in, and you're going to want to bring them up. And they're going to tab in together multiple spots. The wheels are going to tab in, the ankles tab in, right here tabs in, everything. And then you want to rotate the feet all the way up so they're kind of resting there. And then before you deal with the main section, the arms are going to tap into the thighs and under these sections. So like tab in there, out like that, tab in like that, and then what was the backpack is going to tab over these sections, hopefully. Yep, there we go. Make sure everything's locked in, and then you want to get the wheel out of the way so this section can tab in. You might need to get this little gray piece out of the way, and just eventually there are tabs right under there, or slots, excuse me, they're under there. And there you have most of her flop. Tab in. There we go. Oh, we're actually not done. Because you take this section and it's going to plug onto that peg, hopefully. Hopefully. You might want to put some stopper behind the peg while you're doing it. Just come on. Why are you fighting me? Because that's your whole thing, is you like to fight. Alright. This is Elita-One's tricycle mode. It's got 3 wheels technically, even if one of it can't actually spin that well. And it wants to separate itself and untab everywhere. It's not the best transformation. I see worse right in front of me. But like, there, it's actually locked in now, but still the front wheel will not roll smoothly. The back wheels roll as free as the wind. And this back piece is absolutely unnecessary. Like, sure, booster, but like, it's just hanging out here, barely attached. You can, if you want to make it worse, tab the gun in to one of the shoulder pauldrons backwards, or I'd prefer to tab it in the other side so it's actually facing forwards, you know, trying to shoot at something. I don't hate this vehicle mode, and honestly I can't remember what her on-screen vehicle mode looked like 100%, because it was moving so fast. You got to see it in like one scene basically. So I do kind of buy this as her head is right there. That's unfortunate. As a Cybertronian, I guess they want it to be a motorcycle, but it's got 3 wheels. Electronic tricycle. Fisher-Price from space, if you will. And it doesn't need a kickstand, I guess, but it also just can't roll very well. And it does not stand up, so it probably does need a kickstand. So it's all right. It's not the worst thing. Nah, not the best thing. It's fine. I'll probably leave her in this mode. Like, if I don't have a proper TF1 display, just because I really don't trust that ankle. She's gonna just go woo at some point and knock over whatever's around her, and I really don't want to see that happen. But we do need final comparisons. Get the gang in their vehicle modes. Bumblebee, Megatron, Optimus Prime, Sentinel Prime, Amazon Prime, Prime. That's just Prime. So, this figure isn't the best. She's not my favorite. But if you're a fan of the character and you're collecting the TF1 Studio Series, you might want to buy her and just put her up there and just like maybe not play with her. She's probably not the best toy to play with. Like, she belongs with her teammates, I'd say. I don't regret my purchase, but it's certainly one I look at and go, I don't want her to break any further. She's not a gold plastic syndrome kind of thing, but like, I wonder if other people have the ankle issue that I have. Feel free to let me know in the comments. Oh, they have shown off Arachnid now. And I'm looking forward to that next year. Because if there's one female good guy, there has to be one female bad guy. And we'll see. I want to get my hands on her and see how that frickin' robot mode turns into a drone. That is some like Prime Viacon level stuff. Till next time, keep it weird. I wonder if a Kamen Rider would ride this. Probably. Bye.